Question number 2, Alex Rowley.
Presiding Officer, to ask the Scottish Government what support it is providing to Fife Council to deal with the impact on pupils of the fire at Woodmill High School.
Cabinet Secretary John Swinney.
Presiding Officer, firstly I'd like to record the Government's appreciation to the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service for the exceptional contribution of their personnel to try to save the school infrastructure in the fire on the 25th of August. The Scottish Government has been in regular contact with Fife Council since the fire at Woodmill High School to assist recovery and minimise disruption to the pupils' learning. I personally reiterated that support to the head teacher and the Director of Children's Services when we spoke last week. At my request, the Scottish Futures Trust is providing ongoing support and advice to the Council regarding options to accelerate pupils' return to a serviceable building as soon as practicable. I pay tribute to the head teacher and staff of Woodmill High School for their efforts in ensuring young people have had access to learning since the fire, and for ensuring that during this week all S1 to S6 pupils will return to full-time education, with additional support needs pupils returning to full-time education on Monday. I am pleased to confirm that the Scottish Government, in partnership with Fife Council, will include the construction of a new Woodmill High School in the first phase of the Learning Estate Investment Programme. Detailed discussions will take place with Fife Council and the local community on the approach to be taken to implement this commitment.
Alex Rowley.
I thank the Deputy First Minister for that statement. I would also want to pay tribute to the firefighters, the police, local community that had to deal with that situation. Can also pay tribute to Fife Council, who have put in place short-term measures, but they are short-term. I appreciate what he says about the replacement of the Woodmill High School and that happening, but even with the best will in the world, that may take 3-4 years for that to happen. And the real question and the real challenge, I think, is what happens in the medium term, because even if some of that building could be rescued and refurbished, then it is not enough, and we will need to put in place some kind of programme. So it's the medium term that I think is the real worry here, what's going to happen.
I completely understand the issues that Mr Rowley raises, and they're fair issues to raise. In the short term, the priority has been to restore full-time education to young people. And I'm very grateful to Fife Council for the way in which this has been handled, and also for the cooperation that's existed with Fife College, who are accommodating some of the S5 pupils, to St Columba's High School, who are accommodating the S6 pupils, and to Queen Anne, Beath and Inverkeithing High Schools and the Vine Conference Centre, who will be providing the accommodation for the remainder of the school. And the ASM pupils are going to Blair Hall Primary School. Now, this obviously is quite a disruptive period, but that's been the short-term priority has been to restore full-time education for all of the young people. Mr Rowley is correct that we have to move to a medium-term solution because schools cannot be built in a day. We are in active discussions with the support of the Scottish Futures Trust to put those arrangements in place to meet the needs of young people. I think at this stage it is not finalised, but it is unlikely that much of the school infrastructure that was there before can be utilised. But that will be the subject of the detailed work that is underway, and as Mr Rowley will be familiar, there is already site clearance work underway at a very fast pace initiated by Fife Council. But I do assure him that the Government will engage closely with Fife Council to support the medium-term arrangements, which I recognise to be a significant priority for families, for pupils and for staff.
Alex Rowley.
Again, I welcome the response. The other schools in the area, I think we should praise all the teachers within Woodmill High School and what they've had to put up with, but other teachers and all the schools that are working hard to accommodate the children. But it is that medium term. Can I ask him, in terms of the longer term, he said that Woodmill High School, the replacement, would become the priority. Is he still looking at a joint campus with St Columba's High School, and will those discussions take place, because there is now grounds available at Woodmill High School to build such a campus?
Cabinet Secretary.
President Officer, when I spoke to Mr McIntosh, the head teacher at Woodmill High School last week, one of the significant issues he was addressing was the way in which the Woodmill support and ethos could be maintained when pupils were dispersed across what is going to be 6 or 7 sites. And Mr McIntosh was very keen to make sure that the type of pastoral support that is available to pupils is available in all of these locations, and I think the arrangements that have been put in place are correct to support that. In relation to the longer-term questions, as Parliament knows, the Government has been engaged in discussions with Fife College and with Fife Council about the creation of a campus which would draw together a new campus for Fife College, St Columba's High School and Woodmill High School. Those discussions are very active, and indeed shortly before the fire at Woodmill High School I'd had an update conversation with both Fife College and Fife Council. So I would be keen to take forward those proposals because I think they are significantly beneficial to the local community. But as I said in my original answer, they will be the subject of detailed discussions with Fife Council because obviously the circumstances have changed as a consequence of a fire that none of us anticipated to be wrestling with. So we will engage in those discussions with Fife Council, but I am committed, and I hope the reassurance that I have given today of the Government's commitment under the Learning Estate Investment Programme to the rebuild of Woodmill High School will be of significant reassurance to the local community, and I will visit the site tomorrow to reinforce those points.